65 days until the Summer Olympic Games, and tonight on our journey to Tokyo, we've got a story from a tiny province in Japan about a DJ monk. That's one of the stories that I gathered in our pre-pandemic trip. We'll have a preview, talk a little bit about the DJ monk coming up in a bit. Welcome to Facebook Live on this Wednesday night. Great to have you with us. Be sure to let us know where you're watching Facebook Live tonight. Give us your city. We'll give you a shout out over the next 15 minutes. Coming up on the big show tonight, we're going to talk IndyCar racing. Practice resumes again tomorrow. They had another clean outing today. Our Dave Calabro will be along in a minute to spotlight an all-female race team. You're going to want to see this story tonight because they're going to have a lot of fans come on May 30th with the Indianapolis 500. Also, we're going to be talking with a friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, about the mask guidelines that will be updated and implemented here in Marion County in terms of capacity limits and where you can take the mask off, all that coming up. And we may get a sneak peek at Milo tonight, Lauren's famous dog, coming up here on the broadcast. But let's begin with some hot weather. Angela is tracking it. We had a warm day today, and it's just going to go up from here, isn't it?
It is. We've got mid-80s on the way. There were a few places in the 80s today,
right,
but we all get into the 80s for tomorrow, and quite a stretch as we head through the next several days. In fact, our 7-day forecast has nothing but highs in the 80s, mid-80s tomorrow, and this is how we get there. You're not even going to need a sweatshirt in the mornings. Overnight temperatures stay 60 to 65. An indication that the humidity is up a bit. Those low temperatures never fall below the dew point, and with dew points 60 to 65, that's an increase in the mugginess. And felt it today, and we're going to feel it the next few days. 76 by noon tomorrow, and again mid-80s for highs with a mix of sun and clouds, and then almost a repeat for Friday. Upper 80s wow, on the way for the weekend. Be a busy weekend out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for qualifying and all that good stuff, and it's going to feel more like race day, you know, kind of that warm, muggy.
Right.
Yes, so that's what they're going to have.
That's awesome. Facebook friends joining us tonight. Mary Jane, good evening from Sierra Vista, Arizona. Ooh. Great to have you with us tonight. Randy joins us tonight. Jeffrey is with us. Tanya says hello. We've got Teresa watching tonight. Wes is already saying hi to Milo. We haven't even seen Milo, but Wes is excited about seeing Lauren's dog coming up. Sharon from Logansport. We've got Scott from Gosport, Indiana, and Steve from Southport, Indiana. It's great to have all of you here watching us on Facebook Live. We'll be talking with Angela coming up in a few minutes, get a little bit more detail about the next couple of days to come as we all enjoy the warmer weather coming up here in central Indiana. All right, let's go ahead and turn our attention toward big story tonight. And of course, the big news coming out today from the Marion County Health Director is that, yes, guidance on the masks will change here in Marion County. It's finally going to happen, but we got to wait a couple of weeks. Won't take place until June 7th. Friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, joining us live. We'll talk to Lauren about Milo coming up in a moment and hopefully see her friendly and cute dog in a moment. But Lauren, first tell us about the story that everybody is talking about here in Marion County as it relates to capacity limits being increased and also the masks.
Exactly. So like you said, the big day is going to be June 7th. So that's about 2.5 weeks away. And they're doing that because they're hoping more people will get vaccinated. That's, you know, their hope, their goal. But, you know, we looked ahead. There's so many summer events. Unlike last summer, you know, a lot of them were canceled. But this summer, our calendars are jam-packed. So we talked to some venues just kind of trying to get an idea of what they're going to do this summer for guests. You know, will they require masks or will they just ditch them for vaccinated people? So I was able to get a hold of Lucas Oil Stadium, the convention center, and they said, you know what, they're still weighing options. They're looking at, you know, what they could do, and they'll announce a decision soon. And that's the same thing for the Children's Museum. So it looks like we kind of have to wait and see a little bit, but that's going to be a big decision for them. And another change that came out of the briefing from Dr. Virginia Kane was that they're going to be changing capacity as well. So this also changes our summer a little bit. So for indoor events, including sporting events, it will go from 25 to 50%. And then for entertainment venues, so if you're going to go see a concert or something like that, they'll change the capacity from 50 to 75. And The big one, I think about weddings, all that stuff happening this summer. The large gatherings will go from 50 to 500 people. So that's a big change we're seeing, and that's because of those vaccination numbers. So, Dr. Kane ended the briefing hoping, she said by July 4th, that's her goal. She wants to have Marion County fully reopened. And to do that, she says we need to have at least 50% of our population vaccinated and less than 100 average cases a day. So let's see if we can do it.
Right. And Mayor Hogsett, talking about the delay here in terms of why they waited until June 7th, it gets us beyond the Indianapolis 500 and also allows, graduations and some other big events to take place under the current restrictions. And as you mentioned, those other issues that went into play in terms of making the decision. All right. So how is Milo doing tonight?
Oh, he is good. I prepared myself. I brought cheese out this time, so I'm going to try to move the camera. We got Murphy here.
Okay, so that's
Milo.
Murphy, right?
This one's Murphy. Milo, come on, Milo. He gets camera shy. Sorry, we're really here. I'm going to have to move him up. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize how dark it was under there. Here, let me pull him up. Hold on. There he is.
Milo never wants to come on camera. He's always either hiding under your couch or under the desk, but there he is.
I know, and you know what? I think it's because he wants to give Murphy more attention. So, if I give him cheese, he'll be happy.
There you go. All right, great to see Milo. And again, for our social media fans that want to follow Milo's activities and adventures on social media, where can they follow him?
They can follow him on Instagram at Milo_Golden Cavalier. Okay. He is up there.
Awesome. All right, Milo, you're looking good, my friend. Thank you for joining us here on Facebook. And Lauren, we'll look forward to seeing your story. All part of our big story coverage on the mask guidelines changing here in Marion County. We'll see you tonight at 11. Thanks, my friend.
Bye, Scott.
All right, let's bring Angela back. Isn't it fun always seeing Milo?
Milo has lots of fans. Our friend Renita was chanting Milo, Milo, Milo. And our friend Tanya also said hi, Milo. Lori said, aw, Lori said hi, Milo.
Right.
And they think it's funny that Milo hides.
And Murphy sort of overshadowed, right?
Milo better be careful. If Murphy gets his own Instagram page, there could be quite the competition.
That is, well, let's turn our attention to the competition over at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today. Scott Dixon had the fastest time. Practice will continue tomorrow out at the track. Gates will open at 10. IndyCar drivers will be on the track turning laps beginning at 12. They'll go 12 to 6 tomorrow. Tickets are available for that if you want to go see it. But one of the stories that Dave Calabro brought us today, which is a story I think a lot of race car fans are very interested in, is the fact that we do have an all-female race team trying to make the show on Sunday, May 30th, and get into the field of 33. I thought this was a fantastic story today by Dave Calabro, and let's go ahead and watch that story right now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of practice at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I want you to see something special. We have ponytails on pit lane. This is a team that's run by 70% women. This is kind of fun to see what's happening here. Simona Silvestro is the driver of this car, the Indy 500 Rookie of the Year back in 2010. She's missed the last 6 starts, but she's back. And again, this team is powered by women.
Everyone's putting the extra work into it, and I think that's really special to see. And for sure, when we're on pit lane, I think all the other teams kind of look at us, but we just do our job, and that's what it is. And hopefully, I think it'll just open even more opportunities to other girls out there, and also in different teams, for example. Just if somebody's good at what they do, they should also get the shot at it.
Hopefully, it's resonated with people to be more than another team, another entry, trying our best. We're trying to do a lot more and try to provide opportunity and hopefully some inspiration, both for kids and for women everywhere, to push and work hard to also know that maybe anything might be possible for yourself.
And for Simona, 14th has been her best ever finish at the Indy 500. She's hoping to be the first woman to win the Borg Warner and also kiss the bricks. That would be pretty exciting. By the way, speaking of women, Danica Patrick will drive the pace car for this year's Indy 500. I'm Dave Calabro at the Speedway.
All right, Dave. Love that story, Angela.
That was great.
Yeah.
And yes, it would be nice to have a female face on the trophy.
Yeah, wouldn't
I
that
have
be
to
great?
admit.
Yeah, that would be outstanding. In fact, we did have somebody on here. Zach says, go Simona, de Silvestro. And I think we had somebody else here saying, Simona, Simona, Simona. So that's
lots of chanting and
yeah,
rooting on tonight.
That's right. A lot of fans out there. And again, in terms of practice tomorrow, what are you telling race fans if they go back out?
Take the hat, take the sunscreen, maybe an extra bottle of water.
Yeah.
We'll be in the mid-60s to start, mid-70s at noon when practice gets underway. I think Taylor said they ran 2,000 miles today.
Right.
Or 2,000 laps.
Right.
2,000 laps? 2,000 laps. I think they probably get another 2,000 laps in tomorrow, mid-80s tomorrow afternoon.
Right, and we've got qualifications coming up on Saturday and Sunday out at IMS, and it is feeling like race month. It's feeling like the month of May, feeling like summer, and so I think everybody's in a good mood because of that. All right, the Summer Olympic Games are now 65 days away from starting in Japan, and as part of our coverage here on 13 News, we always go over to the Olympic host country. We want to go ahead and bring a variety of cultural and feature stories back for you so you have a better understanding of the Olympic host country. And when we went over to Japan prior to COVID, we took a bullet train 200 miles outside of Tokyo to a small prefecture because we knew that they had this really cool story about a Buddhist monk. This man who is the chief priest and the 17th descendant of a 500-year-old Buddhist temple initially did not want to run the temple. He wanted to be a disc jockey because he loved music. He used to hang out in music bars and listen to music, and you know, he had the old turntable and he played all the hits. But he ended up deciding that at the very end that he wanted to become a monk and continue his family tradition. But the problem was that people were not coming to the temple with the same enthusiasm as they have in the past. And so here's a guy with a musical background. He decided that what he wanted to do was combine the passions of his music and the priesthood, and he has created this techno show that has blown up in his temple. People love this. It has become so popular. So now instead of just some older people visiting his temple, he has younger people coming to his Buddhist temple. So you're going to see tonight at 11 o'clock our story about the DJ monk. So that's one of the stories that we brought back for you. I think you're going to enjoy that and hear his passion for not only his temple, but for music, Angela.
That's great, and looks like quite the light show as well.
It was.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is part of our journey to Tokyo, and again, we're excited about the Summer Olympic Games beginning in just 65 days. All right, so people that are missing they have just tuned in and want to know a little bit about the weather tomorrow, what can you tell them?
Warm, 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 warm. 65 at 8 a.m., mid-70s at noon, mid-80s for highs, and we're only going to go up from there. About 85 tomorrow, 86 Friday, calling for 88 on Saturday and Sunday, which will be close to record highs, but not quite. Our record highs are in the low 90s for the upcoming weekend.
All right, very good. Anastasia just went one great comment tonight about the story that Dave Calabro brought us about the all-female race team. Said, where is it? More power to the women. No pun intended. That was from Dan. And Anastasia says that answer, more girl power, go for it, girls.
There you
so
go.
There's a lot of Simona fans out there watching. So thank you so much for joining us, Facebook friends. Be sure to join Angela and myself coming up on 13 News at 11 o'clock. Have a great evening.